first day of December. Yes, Christmas is coming, and I've got on my sort of Christmassy silly cardigan. I have been really depressed today. I feel like I should have done more. Although I'm a very Christmassy person and I love it all and I'll do everything. I felt very depressed today with my home and feeling it should be nicer for Christmas. By the way, if you're new here, welcome to my video. My name is Kate. I'm Kate Sanderson. I am an actor and I'm trying to get this YouTube channel going. Yes, I'm an actor. I moved into this house in Essex at the beginning of the year and I'm trying to get it done up. I really am still in a bit of a mess and I'm slowly getting things the way I want, but I'm a very Christmassy person and that's what I mean. I'm kind of really beating myself up because things are not perfect and not the way I think they should be. You know, I mean, probably everyone who moves into a house is like this. You've only got so much time, you've got work, you've got restrictions of money and blah, 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 finding people to do things. So anyway, today I have an Advent candle from Sauster Green, and I think I'm gonna light that, and maybe I'll quickly show you my nativity scene and I'll put that up as well. That might be all I managed to do today, but hey, it's better than nothing, and it's the 1st of December and Christmas is coming, and that's lovely. Okay friends, this is a very prized possession of mine. It's just a simple wooden box that I got from the works and I painted and I decoupaged on this picture of a painting of an angel that my sister did a number of years ago. I'll try and close in so you can see. She did this beautiful picture of an angel flying over the rooftops of I guess a little village or just somewhere. There's a little robin there. I mean, it's a beautiful painting. My sister's such an amazing artist, so this is a very precious box for me. And if I open it up, inside I have some little woolen pouches rather, and inside of those, okay, I have, I think that might be Joseph. This is my nativity scene. So what I'm planning to do now is, let me show you my Advent candle. Here is my Advent candle from Sauster Green. So it's not exactly a religious Advent candle, but I didn't think of that when I bought it. I love Sauster Green. I'm quite stressed and I was just so pleased to find an Advent candle. I didn't think it didn't really exactly go with my nativity. I might change everything around. Anyway, I don't know what I'm burbling on about. Anyway, I will set up the nativity scene now, light my candle, and you know, that might be all I do today, but still is better than nothing, and it's a good day. It's a good day. Okay. Friends, here is my nativity set and my candle, and I'll just light the candle. And I hope this is a very happy Advent for everyone. Here's my nativity set a bit closer up. My dad ordered this from, I think, Israel. I think it was made from wood in the Holy Land. And it's kind of sort of naif art. There's Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. And there's a shepherd and the animals from the stable. And then there's the 3 wise men. A few years ago, I was in Italy around Christmas. I was in Milan and I was really admiring the really beautiful, really fancy kind of Victorian looking nativity scenes, and maybe one day I will buy one, but I really like this one because the simplicity of it makes me think of the baby Jesus being in the stable, and apparently there is some feeling that the wise men visited him later on when he was in a house. They didn't actually come to the stable. I mean, honestly, how can we know? It seems like he was born in the stable. And so the simplicity of the figures and the carving kind of brings home that sort of homespunness. I mean, this could have been carved thousands of years ago with simple tools, whereas the lovely nativity sets I saw in Italy, obviously you need a lot more materials and, pardon my tummy, to make that. So this will always be my favorite nativity scene, but maybe if I did come into more money, I might buy a very fancy one as well. But I was so grateful to my dad for buying this, and for giving this beautiful memory every beginning of Advent. So very grateful to be in my own house. I'm grateful I managed to get an Advent candle, though I was very busy, and grateful to be here. And maybe I'll just leave it there because I think it's going to take a long time for that Advent candle to burn down, and I think that's long enough. Okay. Happy Advent, everybody. Hello friends, it's the 2nd of December. Today is a lovely, bright, shiny day in contrast to yesterday, which was rather murky and gloomy. And today I'm going to try and do a bit of reorganizing in my kitchen to make it a bit more festive. Let me turn around and show you what I've got at the moment. Okay. So friends, here is my windowsill, which is all geared up with my autumn stuff, which I've loved. But I think today I'm going to get down some of my Christmas decor. I don't even know what I've got. As I said, I think earlier in the video, I moved into this house in January and everything's a bit higgledy-piggledy. I may take out some of this stuff again in January if I want to, if it's cold and grey and I think this is good. Or I may do something different. We just don't know. Okay, excuse my ring light there. Here's my my other windowsill, which I've got my plants. They're still doing very well here. I've got decals to put up on this window, Christmas decals for the first time. So I hope they're going to go with what I've already got, my lovely angel up there. And here on this mug tree, I took away my spooky mugs, obviously, and I've had on my Cannes Film Festival mugs, which are really cute. But I'll try and find whatever Christmas mugs I have, and I do have a few, put them on there instead, and we'll see how that looks for a start. So let's get on. So I ordered these decals from Amazon and they're called Decal Mile. And here's one with just some nice sort of plants. Oh, they're the wrong way around. Okay. He's a lovely angel. Wow, that's amazing. I like that one. Okay. Here we have, oh, it's Mary and Joseph and Believe. Oh, that's lovely. I'm not sure how that's going to fit in with the shape I've got. Okay, so that's those two go together. And then we've got Jesus and then a camel at the side. Okay, we have a wise man. It's looking like this is the entire window. I may have to move my stuff that I've already put up. That's okay. Oh, it's a whole nativity scene. Wow, okay. And season. Okay. Right, okay, I think what maybe I'll have to do is I will have to just take down what I have because, yeah, okay. Okay, I've now cleared everything off and I've still got one tiny bat here from Halloween, which I didn't see before. So I'll now put up my decals. Okay friends, well you can't see very well in the daytime, so I'll come back later, but I've put my nativity scene up there and I think it's nice. I've got my Peace on Earth one up there and I had to remove the angel sticker. Okay. Again, I put the rest of the stickers here on my door. They're slightly fading into the fresco behind, but you know, they're still nice and I think really it's in the evening that these really come into their own. So we'll see them later on today. Okay. Well friends, welcome to my garden. I will turn around and show you in a minute. I have to do this task today because they're taking away the garden waste tomorrow. So I will be getting my garden waste bag, putting the leaves in. Yeah, let me show you the garden. My garden is potentially very, very nice. I have a lot of this plant called winter heliotrope and I wanted to get rid of all this, take up the weed fabric that's underneath it and then put down mulch. And this whole year I've just not had the time. I've still got the bags of mulch behind my shed there. So I will be pulling up as much winter heliotrope now as I can as well, because I don't want it, it's toxic. Also, let me show you this. I've inherited this really pretty acer tree from the previous owners, and I think I'm going to try and press some of these leaves. They're so beautiful. Wow, that seagull's in full voice. It's so pretty, so that's one crafty thing I can do from my garden today. But basically, there's an awful lot of weeds We had a big rainstorm last week, and I think a lot of these weeds came up then. I'm a bit sad because I had this path jet washed about a month ago, and I didn't pick up the leaves fast enough and it's gone all muddy now. But I have a jet washer of my own, so I will try to clean it again, I think. Yeah, okay, on with the work. Okay friends, so these are the leaves I've gathered to press. The rest I'm going to just gather up and put into my leaf waste. So on with the job. Well friends, this is, if you are new to my channel, this is my fairy shed. And I have all my little fairy objects and things in here. And I sometimes come out here for tea. Don't know if I'll manage it in this video, but it is nice. Anyway, what am I trying to find is some garden gloves so that I can pick up the leaves. Okay, they're under here. I see them. Gotchas. Okay. Oh no, those are not right. Okay. I'll find them. Hang on. Okay, it seems as if I can only find one glove. Those are chainsaw gloves under there. I thought I got so organized in here. I have so many gloves. Where are they? Okay, right, this'll do. Success! I have some gloves now. This is my kind of useful garden shed. Full of stuff I need to figure out. Okay, another job, alright. Okay, I've cleared away a lot of the leaves and quite a big patch of the winter heliotrope. I'm now going to do more because I really don't want this plant, and it's also apparently a bit toxic for cats, though Cookie's very sensible about not going near it, so I'm going to keep going with that. I filled up the... Oh, hello Mr. Seagull. I filled up the garden waste bin, but I can still fill up another bag, and when they clear away the garden waste tomorrow, I can fill up the bin again. Okay, right, onwards. Here's my Christmas mugs. Yeah, they're quite nice. Some of them are more like just a slightly autumnal theme, like the deer. And I've got a lovely robin one. I think my sister gave me that one. And then this one was from Matalan. It is definitely, I think, a winter Christmassy mug. Yeah. And then this one is the one I showed you, I think, my last video. And then we have one that's more of a Christian mug. It's from Premier. This is Rise and Shine. So, I mean, maybe I could legitimately get one or two more Christmas mugs. If my Auntie Anne could hear me, she wouldn't be very pleased. She thinks I've got far too much stuff, which I do. But it's just fun, isn't it? I think this was the first Christmas mug I ever bought, and I bought one for my sister and one for my mum as well. So I probably have my mum's one somewhere. My mum passed away a few years ago. Anyway, so that's my Christmas mug tree for the time being. I'm out of milk, friends, but I've got some of these little milks that you get in the Travelodge. I sometimes have brought them home kind of by mistake, but if you've run out of milk, it's worth having them, kind of, because then you can just have one more cup of tea before you have to run to the shops. So I didn't mean to steal the milks, but they kind of ended up in my bag, and then today they're coming in clutch. But I do go to Travelodge a lot, so I think that's okay. I forgot to switch off the sandwich maker, but it started making that clicky noise, and I was able to go and do it, switch it off. So today I've got leftover cheese for a cheese toasted sandwich, last grapes, I've got dates, and I have a naughty piece of cake I got from a Morrison's to-go bag. So it's a bit of a mixed lunch. And of course my tea with my milk purloined from Travelodge. So I'm going to put something on. Maybe Nicholas Fairford. He's very elegant. Maybe I'll have a look at him. Oh, I'm quite hungry. Okay. Well, friends, here is some of my Christmas decorations. I've got 3 little trees here that I got from TK Maxx in previous years, and there's one that's slightly bigger. Sorry, still recovering from lunch. And so I think this green one I will be putting on my kitchen windowsill. And what I want to do first is to try and find some other sort of red and greenish themed things that could go on that windowsill to sort of tie it together. So I'll just look for that now, and I'll be back with you. Okay friends, well, I've tried to clean the outside of the windows, but I don't have any glass cleaner, so it's really looking a bit dimply. So I'm now going to take down the items on my shelf and replace them with some Christmas things I found. I can't find half my stuff, but then, you know, it's just, well, I think I found quite a bit, so we'll see. Okay. Okay, we've got a clear shelf now, except for my dish soap, hand soap, my hand cream, and then my 2 little kittens that my friend Nadine gave me. They're from the Isle of Wight. I think those could still go on the Christmas shelf. Kittens are universal. So I'll just bring some of my stuff through and start placing it. Well, friends, I must say, this is probably not going to stay exactly like this. I cannot find all my stuff, but I'll give you my 1p tour of my shelf, just to be going on with. Here are a couple of Charles Dickens mice that I knitted years ago myself. I have the pattern somewhere and I'd like to knit enough to have a little Charles Dickens mouse choir, but that's for the future. And here is a Santa music box I got in Marks and Spencer a number of years ago. It's used to play We Wish You a Merry Christmas, but it's rather slow now, so it's still a lovely ornament, but there you go. Here's my little Christmas tree that I told you about, and then my little kittens from my friend Nadine. And then here I have a set of 3 lovely deer from Tiger a few years ago, I think. Those sometimes go on a table if I'm doing a Christmas table. Here I have something, and I don't remember where I bought it. Maybe, I don't know. But this Christmas tree is a kind of Russian doll, and inside the Christmas tree, there's a little Santa, and inside the Santa, there's a little snowman. Not a reindeer, good grief. Okay, and then finally, I have this little angel holding up a candle, and I think that was in an eBay. Yes, I ran out of space. This little angel I got, I think, in an eBay bundle a few years ago. And these beads, I think the red ones and the pink ones over there, they came from like the pound shop, because they're just quite nice to put on the table sometimes to tie bits of the table together. Anyway, so yes, that is what I've done today. And I'll now have to go and get on with some other stuff. But it's not easy when you've moved and you don't know where your Christmas stuff is. But then it's all the nicer when you do find it eventually. Okay, probably see you tomorrow now. It looks quite nice from the outside. I meant to come down when it was kind of twilight and I missed it. That's nice, yeah. Well, I found some of my old kind of Christmas candles. So I put them here, and I brought my Advent candle in here. And I think it's kind of burned down near 2, but it's taking a long time to burn, so anyway, I'm really enjoying this lovely warm candle flame, and I'm not enjoying the mess around me. Obviously I have this feeling Christmas should be a bit perfect. I usually like to have my house really, really clean and tidy for the 1st of December so that I'm ready to decorate, and I'm just not in that situation now. But it is improving. I do like the shelf I did today, and tomorrow I will try and do something else that looks nice. Okay. Good morning. That's a lovely purr. Oh, lovely. This morning I'm kind of liking my windowsill actually. It's funny how when it goes up it's a bit unfamiliar. I did add those red candle houses there, which I think are very nice. 1 second, Cookie, I'll put the tap back on in a second. So now, this was my mum's Christmas mug. I did find it. Oh, this polar bear with a scarf. Yeah. Okay, Mum. Cookie, do you remember? That was Mum's mug. Right, on with today. I'm going to try the bread and butter pudding in Morrison's Cafe. So it's just the thing for a cold morning. A big treat. Lovely. This probably looks like no big deal, but this was the new desk I got a while ago, and I've actually now just cleared it off and got it so that I can actually work at my desk And since I've moved into my house, I've had so much stuff everywhere. This has not been possible. So my new desk, it's not my final desk setup, but I'm just happy it's here, and I'm going to do a tiny bit of colouring in now as a break. And it's just really nice. And here, I'd like to get a desk light, but here I have an old light my mum used to get for seasonal affective disorder. It's kind of very bright bulb. Ignore that mess in the background. So until I can get a nice desk light, I will just use that, and it's actually really good. So hooray! So I've done a kind of Barbie angel here. It's just so nice to sit at my desk. This room is really dark. I didn't realise how little light got in here. But still, I'm lucky to have it, and I've enjoyed this colouring. So there you go. I'm so happy to have my desk able to be used. Hello friends. Oh, another motorbike. It's a lovely Sunday morning now. Today I'm going to put on a more Christmassy table setting here, but the wintry blue has been very nice, and the carnations have lasted pretty well. I've had most of my fruit, but there's still quite a few dates left. But anyway, I think a nice red and cream table setting with maybe some Christmassy candles would be really nice, so I shall get on with that. Well friends, luckily or unluckily, I did not find my red tablecloth. So I've moved on to this green one for my Christmas table for this week. So it's also making me think a bit of Wicked for Good, which I still haven't seen. But anyway, I will now start adding things to the table. So now I've just added some red table mats and my normal white presentation plate. I shall move on. Okay, now I've put on some nice kind of plates. I'm not sure that the napkins I've chosen go with the plates, but you know, it's not Christmas yet. I'll maybe just try those for now, and I'll show you in a minute what I mean. So now I've added a little Christmas tree from Lidl and some candles and my fruit and dates again. I'll keep thinking. Okay friends, well here is my table. It's more or less finished now. I will be having some soup later on when it gets a bit darker for my dinner. So then I will light up the candles and show you how everything looks when it's kind of on. But let me close in a bit now. I'm not sure really if the geometric pattern of this napkin actually goes with a flowery plate, but that's what I meant when I said, you know, it's not perfect, it's okay. And there's this really pretty ribbon saying merry and bright. I really love that. And then here is just some candy. I don't know why, but I feel like a Christmassy table should just have lots of food on it, and preferably of the unhealthy kind. I mean, on Christmas Day, I probably have a big cheese board here as well. And anyway, there's some of my fruit and some really pretty kind of Advent, I think, candles from Lidl. And here's just 3 wise men. I think I got that at the Scandinavian Christmas Fair last year in London. The 3 wise men. There was no other bits of the nativity for sale. It was kind of at their odds and ends table. Let's turn this one around a bit more. I like the 3 wise men. Okay, and then got my little Christmas tree. I'll put the lights on later, and some pine cones. So yeah, that's all been good. And there's Cookie. Oh, I've also got my red oil burner here, and I'll put some oil in that too, just because it's nice to have some Christmassy oils going. And yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I think we're feeling like Christmas is coming. Though my goodness, the rest of my house is really in a mess. Little bit at a time. Okay. Here is Polyfield's The Essence of Christmas, which I'm going to put into my my oil burner. I love Polyfields. If you ever see a Polyfields stall anywhere at Christmas, you should get this oil. It's wonderful. Okay friends, well here is my table for today. Kind of finished off, and this I will show you is some French onion soup that I've made from a Mary Berry recipe, and I must say it is delicious. It's wonderful. I'm really loving the candles. They're so bright and Christmassy looking. And the tree is lovely. Let me try and put off my big light so we can see what it's like without that. Okay, that's nice. It's nice. I think I'm now going to have some soup, and I will see you either later on today or tomorrow. I'll just give you a little update, friends, on my loft bedroom here, which really was a bit bare last week, although it was better than all the mess that was in here. So I put some of my, I told you my flowers, I put my fairy on the swing here, and one of my little jam jars with the flowers on it. And here I've got just a rather plain plastic shelf, but it's an inoffensive colour. And I put some sort of yellow themed things there. And also a beautiful book about roses that I love. And then, yeah, this is a box I decoupaged years ago with sort of 1930s era scraps on it. And yeah, just some bits and bobs. Yeah, so that was good. And I'll show you this wall here. I've got up some portraits of our former cats. When we moved to London, we got 4 rescue cats. And the top left-hand one was Mimi. And beside her, sitting on the wall, was Monty. And then down here, the stripy cat was Jaja. She was a tabby Siamese. And then here was Katinka. And she was a pedigree too, but I can't remember her pedigree type. But they were 4 lovely cats, and my sister did these portraits of them. And it's been lovely to just put them up again and to give them sort of honour, because they were lovely cats and they were gorgeous. I love Cookie as well, of course. All my cats were wonderful, but cats are very wise. And there we are. That's where I am. If you know my channel, you'll know my woes with this huge television that was left here in this room. So there's this computer desk beside it, and I've decided to put like my balls of wool down. That's a nasty shelf there. Down here, I've kind of rolled them up and put them up on this shelf because I feel that's quite good. I must say my colours of wool that I've got left look a bit boring. I might try and get a few nice balls of wool as a treat. A treat. Gosh, oh God, I'm really trying to save money at the moment. And anyway, so that's that. I also have taken the kind of rubbish out of this bookcase and I put into it just a lot of my books. And so that's nice. I can come up here now and maybe sit on this bed, or even get into this bed and read some books. And that's lovely. Or a niece and nephew can stay here. Here's some books I've pulled out to look at. I've got one by Mark Munsey on the left about Erie, Appalachia. I just thought that was interesting, and I don't know. And then I've got some books about the Bible and Christmas and Advent. I always mean to look at these sorts of books at Advent, but I've just found them now, and it is Advent, so I will try and look at them this year and do a bit better. And there's a little Bach flower pamphlet. I don't have any Bach flower remedies at the moment, but there we go, it's interesting. My little tiny balls of wool, I've been trying to roll them up, and I'll maybe put them in a little basket or something, because they can be very useful in a craft project if you just need a little bit of wool. So I try not to throw those away. Yes, so there we go, that's my room update. I thought I'd try the McDonald's pancake breakfast. I've got my Grinch tea, and the Grinch is on my bag. So this looks very nice. I don't think it's maple syrup, it's just syrup I think, but I'll just tuck in and yeah, it's the Christmas meal. Hello friends, I'm ending this video today in my fairy shed. I'm having a Mr. Kipling festive bakewell. That's the box. I've already had a couple of these and they're great, but anyway, that's what I'm having. I do recommend Mr. Kipling's festive bakewells if you're looking for a Christmas cakey snack. Hello friends, well I'm back here in my fairy shed to end the video. As I just said, when I look back at my footage for this week, I feel I talked far too much about my dad's nativity set. I think that the emotion of unpacking it in my new house for the first time and remembering when my dad bought it and all those memories, it made me a bit rambly, so I'm sorry about that. I would say by the end of the week, because I started filming this a week ago, I'm feeling less depressed. I mean, and today I'm going to be devoting to really tidying things up and making like my hallway and my sitting room really nice for Christmas. I'm hoping to get a tree this week, a big tree, and I want everything to be nice for that. So yeah, I look forward to the rest of Advent and to Christmas and to the year ahead. I'm good, but I do think depression can be a thing at Christmas. It's not all kind of twinkly lights, and it can also be a time of feeling like what you have not managed and what could have been better. Oh, by the way, I just put in my footage about the Christmas pancakes at McDonald's. Let me have a cup of tea. I thought the pancakes were really nice. It wasn't maple syrup, but it was very, very tasty, and I ate them all. I liked the Grinch themed things. I think I was kind of hoping that they might do the Grinch meal with the kind of Grinch socks, because those look kind of cute, and I was wanting to get that meal with the socks. I might get that. I might go to McDonald's if the fates take me there next week or the week after or something, because I do like the Grinch. One thing about moving into this house is I can only find like one of my Christmas DVDs. It's called Christmas with Tucker, and it's a really nice DVD. My mum loved that movie, Christmas with Tucker, so I will watch it. I mean, maybe I'll suddenly come upon all my Christmas DVDs, but I have others that I really, really like. And Come Back Lucy, that's a kind of Halloween one that's set at Christmas, so it's Christmassy and Halloween. So maybe I'll talk about Come Back Lucy next week. So anyway, it's just a strange thing going into a new house. Couple of good things are I've put all my Halloween decorations now into one place where I'll be able to find them next year, so that's really good. And I've also sorted out all my table linens into different seasons. I'm someone that loves doing the table, and since I've come in, all my table linens have been in all over the place, in bags and boxes and everything, so that was quite a big job, though not an important job as such, but it helped me, it made me feel better. So yeah, I'm liking my fairy lights in here. Those are nice new ones, they're nice and strong. I think maybe in the future I might try and make my fairy shed a bit more Christmassy at Christmas and make it more of a mind you, it is kind of pink, and it's a summery looking shed, but still I'll try and do some more things in the future. So I hope you have a lovely week, and I hope it's been a good week for you, and I will see you in my next vlog. Bye bye.